Wait a minute. I think we have somebody on the line who wants to talk about LeBron James's defense or the lack of it and what happened to it and where can we ever find this defense if it is to ever come back again. James, welcome to the show, buddy James.
Hey, to you, Clay, it's King James. Remember that.
All right, King James.
All right, fan me, feed me grapes, call me King James. All right.
Yeah, well, yeah, you'll be calling me your boss again very soon.
I doubt that, buddy. You had that chance. That was a once in a lifetime thing. Relish it. All right.
Well, James, I think the subject here is LeBron James ever going to find defense as part of his repertoire again?
Well, Clay, it's funny that you say that with your biasness, because I could name a multitude of players on that same team that don't play any defense, but you never mention their names. Steph Curry definitely is not playing defense. I could name a host of those players.
No, you can't.
On that Olympic team.
No, you can't. You can only name.
Yes, I can.
You can only name
Steph
LeBron
Curry.
James and Steph Curry.
No, there's more than LeBron and Steph
But at least
Curry.
Steph Curry
But
tries.
again,
Steph Curry tries to play
why
defense.
Why would LeBron have to play defense?
Oh, so you
His
admit that he
offense is
doesn't.
his defense.
You admit
His
it.
offense is his defense. He's
His
putting
offense
everybody.
is his defense.
And currently, his offense is his defense. He doesn't have to ratchet it up yet. When he needs to ratchet it up, he will. I just wanted to point out the continuous biasness that you have, you and your bromance brother, Kelly, against LeBron.
No, we're just being factual. I know that it hurts. And believe me, I don't want you to be in pain. I know, I got feelings for you too, man. I don't want you to hurt over this revelation that LeBron, but you already know it. You already know it. Listen, can we give you some Novocaine so it numbs the hurt a little bit?
No, whatever. I'll take whatever you want to give. But all I know is LeBron is playing extremely well. No one at his age ever in NBA history has played as well as he has. And that's a fact.
Nobody wants
to ever.
Just go ahead and finish. I'll give you my rebuttal after you're done.
No one ever. Even Jordan played well at 40. But he's not even remotely close to what LeBron is doing at age 39. We'll do 40. At 40? No. There's no one ever in NBA history have played the level of basketball that LeBron is playing at his age. It's not even close.
Okay,
if
James.
You guys think it is.
Let's say that is true. That nobody's ever played. Could it? At this level at 40, could it be because they had some pride? They didn't want people to see them in such a decline where they can't play a lick of defense at all and won't. That they have more of an identification of what they should give to the team and what they should give to, well, let's just say America and the Olympics, what they should represent. They should represent camaraderie and companionship, and they should represent working together and playing some defense. And knowing that they can't do it at age 40 or whatever, they decided not to put themselves in that position so that people like me wouldn't criticize them. What do you think of that?
Well, again, people like you who has a bromance with Kelly and a biasness, no, absolutely not. You're 100% inaccurate, as usual. You're 100% inaccurate. You had Vince Carter at 43. He couldn't get on the Olympic team. There's a bunch of players. Larry Bird wasn't even 40. He was a shell of himself when they played the 92 Dream Team. So what are you talking about? We could talk about the Chris Mullins of the world. We could talk about a host of players that didn't play defense, that was on the Dream Team, who shouldn't technically have been there.
Hey, let's look at the 40. Let's look at the players that played at 40. Robert Parrish, Vince Carter, Mutombo, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Bob Cousy, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Dirk Nowitzki, Manu Ginobili, Grant Hill, Stephen Nash, Michael Jordan, Jason Kidd, and Tim Duncan.
You forgot Vince Carter.
I said
no. You said Vince Carter right in the beginning.
That was after Robert Parrish.
Right. I mean, you're just so focused on being mad at us, and we don't want you to be mad at us just because we're giving you factual information.
But out of that crew, who did or did not play defense?
None of them.
Oh gosh.
None of them played defense.
So defense wasn't necessary. Defense wasn't necessary.
Who's playing defense at 40?
You shouldn't play defense. You're right.
You shouldn't be playing.
You shouldn't play defense at 40. You're absolutely right. And it works. It works in the Olympics, but it don't work in the regular season.
But how do you say that?
Because the Olympics is a show. The Olympics is a show. The regular season, you're playing to try to win the championship. And if 5 people aren't playing defense, that's the lack thereof.
Right. You're not going to win. You're always going to let your team down if you care.
Let me ask you this question. So you're telling me that LeBron hasn't played no defense at all this year?
He had some spurts.
Yeah, no. I'm just going to be honest. No, he has not.
All right.
I've watched him out there, and it's a travesty. I mean, it's an embarrassment to everybody who has ever played a lick of basketball, whether it's in the gym, the AAU, college, or professional sports, that LeBron James is out there masquerading and not even trying to play defense.
Are they effectively winning with him?
No.
They're not effectively winning with him?
No, they just made the buy-in.
Well, no, if they're not effectively winning with him, they wouldn't be in the plaplayoffs.
Well, they were out in the first round.
Yet again, you're inaccurate. Oh. There's going to be times where people are not going to play defense. There's a ton of NBA players who don't even know, can't even spell defense. But yet and still, you mentioned LeBron.
Listen, let me chime in really quickly.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, I'm going to chime in really quickly. We're talking about defense in the Olympics. We got 2 of the guys who are known for playing really good defense that came from the Celtics, right? So when we're talking about the Olympics, LeBron James doesn't really have to play defense.
Oh.
He doesn't really have to play defense. What you want him to do is do what he's doing offensively. And, I'm down the middle. I'm not pro or against LeBron, but in this situation, he doesn't have to go back and play stellar defense in order for the U.S. to be dominant as they're going to end up being.
You're right, because like I said, the Olympics is a show.
It's a show.
It's not, we're not in a grind for championships. We're just in a grind to try to win a medal. And they got enough talent there to do it. So he don't have to go up. And plus, he's old.
Right. So,
that's honest, right?
Yeah, he can't play it if he wanted to. I don't know. Just reel him out there like foghorn, leghorn. I'll tell you, son. I used to be able to play defense. I tell you, but back in my day, I had it. But not, I'll tell you, son. Why don't you just pick up for me right here? That's what you do.
Stop letting me down, boy. Stop letting me. Hey, that hamstrings, boy. Them hamstrings are real, James.
Well, he had a good year. He's having a good Olympics, and he's gonna have a good year next year as well. As long as he can get them in the playoffs, that's all that matters. Because you know what? At 40, Jordan couldn't even scratch the playoffs. Kobe couldn't scratch the playoffs. Tim Duncan did well, but they also had a great team around them as well. So
I would say I feel bad for Los Angeles, but I don't like Laker fans. I don't like Los Angeles. So they deserve LeBron James. He'll just get you to the playoffs and you'll be out in the first round. Have a nice day with that, Los Angeles fans. And thank you very much.
You know what he gets you? He gets you a ton of money.
Oh gosh, here we go. You don't know anything about money. I mean, you're not Jerry Buss or Jeannie Buss. I mean, you don't know what they're getting. I mean, anyway, James.
Come on.
James.
Can I say this? Again, your biasness always takes over. If you're sitting here telling us that LeBron is not bringing money to the Lakers franchise, then you're delusional. Well, we all know you're delusional. Even your partners there know you're delusional.
It's been said, but still, I stand by my guns.
Your guns are blank.
Okay.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to tell you one thing. It's 9:28, and we have to move on to the next subject. That's what I'm trying to tell you. But it's you know what? After the United States is going to lose, okay? And I want you to call me back. They might win the gold medal, but they're going to lose a game because LeBron James is not going to play defense. And you know who to call and admit that I was right to, as usual, by next week.
Man, I'll be calling in and you'll be calling me King James. What are you talking about, Clay?
Yeah.
Get it together.
I will. I'll have it together. If they don't lose, I will call you King James.
You have grandeur of delusion. Are you kidding me? Let me just say this one thing about the Olympics. Just one last thing.
One last thing.
Simone Biles is, first of all, she's 4'8". So Simone Biles is 4'8".
She's even smaller than Mary Lou Retton.
I'm not sure if you all know this, but the Olympic, the payoff for the Olympics is horrible in the USA. And you know they're only paying the Olympians $37,000. $37,000. You know who gets the?
You think that's wrong? You think they deserve more money?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely, a lot more money.
Well, you start contributing to the Olympic fund then and help them out.
Now it's $37,000 per person.
You know what I'll do? I'll use a blank that you're shooting from your gun.
Yeah. See. All right, we got to roll out of here, James. We got to roll out of here.
One last thing. In comparison, China, their athletes get $700,000.
Whoa.
No, I don't believe that.
700,000, and you guys mentioned they're definitely doping. You might be doping for 700,000 as well, and then you compare it to the U.S. at 37,000. That's a bit of a joke.
You know what? We'll have to consider this. By next week, we'll have more information on this.
Yeah, that's a whole nother conversation. That's a whole nother show, and I know he wants to talk about.
James, we're not going to talk about it right now. We got to go. It is 9:30. We have to move on to our next topic, which is going to be football. So listen in, and you might learn something.
Not from you. Definitely not from the biasness himself.
Hey, the epitome of
Au revoir, as they stay in Paris.
wow. Parting shots.